Okay, welcome back. The next item of business is a members' business debate on motion 16633 in the name of George Adam on celebrating the University of West of Scotland's groundbreaking foundation academy. Debate will be concluded without any questions being put. I'd invite members wishing to participate to press the request to speak buttons, and I call on George Adam to open the debate. Around 7 minutes. Mr Adam.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The lengths that this... Sorry?
Your microphone is on, Mr Adam, but a little like mine, it doesn't seem to...
Seems on.
There you go.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. The lengths that this place will go to the people of Paisley, not to get their voice in Scotland's Parliament, but after that wee test of the alarm system, it's not often, Presiding Officer, that I get the chance to talk about much of the good work that happens in Paisley. OK, Presiding Officer, I admit I do that at any single opportunity that I have. And that is because from the very beginning of my time as Paisley's MSP, I always wanted to talk up about positive Paisley, talking up all the good about the effects, the good buddies of my hometown. And we do live in extremely challenging times. We hear this all the time in this place. But it has always been thus, and it's how we deal with that adversity and challenge that is the key. And as most members know, I've been a member of the Education Committee of this Parliament, and it's many guises for most of my time here in the Scottish Parliament. My reason for being on this committee is I want to make a difference to the lives of young people in my town. Education is a key component in that, and I am lucky to represent a town that has a progressive, forward-thinking educational establishment that is trying to do just that, change young people's lives. UWS, in its many guises, has influenced the Scottish Parliament. There are members, past and present, that have been educated in Paisley at this institution in its very many guises. Currently, the Education Committee has Willie Rennie as alumni of Paisley's seat of higher education. Before that, we had Evelyn Tweed, who graduated from there as well. The Parliament's Education Committee had its very own Paisley Mafia. Today, I can see my wife Stacey. Well, I would have seen her if the public had been allowed back in. But she too graduated as one of Paisley's finest. But during her time, it was Paisley Tech, then Paisley College, and finally graduating from the University of Paisley. My own close friend and office manager, David McCartney, also graduated from what is now UWS. And though I mention much of the fantastic work that the University of the West of Scotland at any opportunity, today I want to talk about an initiative that is changing lives across the West of Scotland, and in particular in Paisley, the UWS Foundation Academy. We all know that education is the great enabler. It opens doors, it creates opportunities, and it empowers young people to shape their lives, their futures. But for too many young people from disadvantaged backgrounds, those doors have often remained closed. That is why programmes like UWS Foundation Academy are so vital, because they are breaking down barriers, raising aspirations and delivering on the Scottish Government's commitment to widening access to higher education. The impact of the UWS Foundation Academy is incredible. Since launching in 2022, this initiative has already supported over 2,300 students from 34 schools across 10 local authorities, including right at the centre of the universe in Paisley, where Castlehead High School and Glenifer High School have pupils benefiting from this programme. The programme is free for schools, ensuring that financial constraints are no longer a barrier. It provides a structured pathway into university for pupils in S5 and S6, helping them gain academic confidence, experiencing university-level learning and, crucially, earn an SCQF Level 7 credit that can be used as an alternative to a higher B grade when applying to UWS. This is real tangible progress in tackling educational inequality. This is UWS delivering the Scottish Government's widening access strategy. Presiding Officer, the Scottish Government has made widening access to higher education a key priority. That by 2030 at least 20% of university entrants come from Scotland's most deprived backgrounds. The UWS Foundation Academy is directly contributing to that goal. By delivering a flexible and inclusive approach, UWS is ensuring that young people from all backgrounds, including those who may be first in their family to consider university, feel supported in making that step. This programme gives them the confidence, the experience and the qualifications to succeed in life. So, Presiding Officer, this is a positive Paisley story. In our town, the impact of the Foundation Academy is already being felt. 29 pupils from Castlehead High School and 17 from Gleniffer High School are currently engaged in this year's cohort. These young people are gaining invaluable insights into fields like forensic science, sports science, engineering, nursing and much, much more. Disciplines are crucial to Scotland's future workforce. I'm quite happy to start again for the audience that's come in, Presiding Officer, if you wish.
I think just save the best bits for last.
A teacher at Castlehead High School summed it up best. For some of our pupils, this programme is the difference between going to university or not going. It breaks down barriers and gives them the belief that higher education is for them. That is life-changing, Presiding Officer. That is what widening access is all about. I believe this is a model for Scotland, and it's a model that should be done in other areas as well. Presiding Officer, the UWS Foundation Academy is an example of how universities can work hand in hand with schools and communities to deliver meaningful change. It's no surprise that this programme was nominated for the Widening Participation Initiative of the Year at the 2024 Times Higher Education Awards. And it's not just about access, it's about ensuring that the young people thrive when they get there. The transition support, UCAS application guidance and the continued support even after school make this programme a model for how we should be delivering education in Scotland. In closing, Presiding Officer, I am proud to see UWS, a key institution in Paisley, leading the way in widening access to higher education. This is what a fairer Scotland looks like, where a young person's potential matters more than their postcode, where talent is nurtured, not wasted, where programmes like UWS Foundation Academy help deliver the Scottish Government's vision of a truly inclusive education system. I urge colleagues across this chamber to support and champion initiatives like this, ensuring that every young person, regardless of their background, has the chance to fulfil their full potential.
Thank you very much, Mr Adam. We now move to the open debate. I call first Miles Briggs, to be followed by Stephanie Callaghan. Around 4 minutes, Mr Briggs.
Thank you, Deputy Presiding Officer. And can I start by thanking my Education Committee colleague George Adam and Paisley Mafia member for securing this debate this afternoon. And can I put on record just how impressed I was to hear the work being undertaken by the University of West of Scotland when I recently met with representatives here in Parliament and look forward to a visit which I've set up to come and see some of these really leading projects. The University of the West of Scotland is one of Scotland's largest modern universities and a leading provider of undergraduate, postgraduate and research degree education. And since the launch of the foundation back in 2022, as has been mentioned, the programme has grown year on year with head teachers, pupils, deputy heads and teachers in schools all remarking on the positive benefits that this is bringing to pupils. And I agree, the foundation programme includes a visit to one of the 4 UWS campuses and a 10-week university-level module delivered by UWS lecturers to pupils in their school setting. And that modulated timetable, delivering for pupils 1 period a week, is really important. And the fact that it is free for schools has broken down many of these barriers, with the UWS covering transport costs for the campus visit as well to take place during the school day. Pupils are invited to be involved during their S5 year with the aim of completing the programme by December of their S6 year. And as has been mentioned, since the pilot in 2022, UWS has engaged with over 2,500 senior pupils across more than 30 schools across Ayrshire, Renfrewshire, Lanarkshire, Argyll and Bute, Dumfries and Galloway and Glasgow City as well. And it's continuing to expand that offer and offer this service to other schools throughout the west of Scotland. The University of West of Scotland is rightly proud of delivering the Foundation Academy programme to senior school pupils across the west of Scotland. And as George Adam has outlined, it is that unique initiative that offers pupils the opportunity to experience studying at university level while developing key academic and personal skills to make sure they are prepared for that university experience. The Education Committee of the Parliament recently met with care experienced young people to discuss barriers to higher and further education which they are experiencing. And one of the key messages which I took away and heard from them was that many did feel they were unprepared for university life. For many of these young people, they may be the first person to ever go to university in their family. And so programmes like this presented a real pre-university experience and opportunity for them to ask the many questions they had. The programme has provided numerous benefits to these young people, and it provides that opportunity for them to understand the expectations on them and the boundaries beyond secondary school education and what they can expect. And thinking ahead of this debate earlier, I was thinking, I don't really think it's too long ago that I remember going to university and the shock to my system. I went from rural Perthshire to an Aberdeen student hall flat with a railway right behind it. Luckily for me, I made many great friends, lifelong friends at university, and that doesn't always happen for many young people, I acknowledge that. But that transition from school to higher or further education is a big step for many young people, a big responsibility, leaving home or care for the first time, often to travel across the country or even further afield. And so initiatives like UWS's Foundation Academy can provide our young people with that extra bit of knowledge on how university life will impact on them and help them answer the many questions and address their fears and doubts they may have. Other universities have adopted a similar approach. I know many of our colleges sector are also providing what is that early holistic support example to young people. But this is the first of its kind in Scotland, and that's been recognised, as the member has said, by many awards as well. If more universities and indeed colleges follow along the same lines and offer similar courses, I think that will help to prevent a reduction and help reduce the number of students who often drop out of university, and that's something we should all want to see. So can I give my congratulations to all involved in the programme, which has made such a difference to so many people already, for the great impact it is having on many young people's lives, and also to congratulate again George Adam on securing this debate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Briggs. I now call Stephanie Callaghan to be followed by Carol Mochan. Around 4 minutes, Ms Callaghan. I'm afraid we have a problem with Ms Callaghan's audio. Can we resolve that? Do you want to start again, Ms Callaghan?
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I want to thank my colleague George Adams for bringing this debate to the Chamber today, because I think there are a few things that matter more to me than supporting our young people to achieve their potential. So it's a great pleasure to be part of this celebration of the University of West of Scotland's groundbreaking Foundation Academy. It's a pioneering initiative that's transforming the educational landscape for senior school pupils, and that's right across the west of Scotland. And the initiative offers pupils the unique opportunity to experience university-level study, develop essential academic skills, and enhance the quality of their university applications. Supported by the John Mather Trust, the Foundation Academy has engaged over 2,500 pupils from over 30 schools since its inception in 2022. And by providing a blended approach of on-campus and in-school learning, the Foundation Academy ensures pupils are well prepared for their future academic journeys. The success of this programme is evident in the confidence and readiness of its participants, who've gained valuable insights into university life, and I've listened myself to Holy Cross High School pupils presenting to a large group of parents about the merits of doing this. To quote some other students, I enjoyed getting to see what it's actually like at university, what the environment is like, and getting to experience different courses. I feel more confident about applying for university. And Times Education also gave a really good description, saying, by building a bridge between high school and university, outreach teams can foster aspiration and provide tangible pathways for students who might not otherwise pursue higher education. I'm sure we can all agree that encouraging ambition and offering concrete opportunities is key. I want to reflect a little as well, Presiding Officer, on the rich history of UWS in Hamilton and its deep connection to our community. The university's presence in Hamilton dates back to the merger of the University of Paisley with Bell College in 2007. Bell College has educated generations of students since opening in 1972, just the year after I was born, and played a crucial role in the educational development of the region. It's also been a big feature of our local skyline, sitting alongside South Lanarkshire Council headquarters. The Bell College building was in Uddingston and Bellshill constituency, and it officially closed back in 2018 when students moved up to the new state-of-the-art 110 million Lanarkshire campus based up the road at Hamilton International Technology Park. Just a few months ago, the old Bell College building was taken down, changing the local skyline and the view from my window because I'd lived just a stone's throw away from there. And local people have expressed nostalgia and fond memories of this landmark that stood for over 50 years. Everyone knows someone that studied there. And there's also excitement around the future as we look to secure a transformation that will bring new life to the heart of Hamilton and benefit the local community. I also want to pay tribute to the late Christina McKelvey, MSP for Hamilton, Larkhall and Stonehouse, as she was always a strong advocate for Bell College and its legacy in the community, and for the new college too. Throughout her tenure, she consistently highlighted the importance of the college in providing quality education and opportunities, and this resonates with many residents to this day. Christina had also been actively involved in promoting campus safety at the University of the West of Scotland, supporting initiatives like the Stand and Safe campaign, which aims to end sexual violence on university campuses. In conclusion, I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who's contributed to the success of the UWS Foundation Academy and also our Hamilton campus. I think it's that dedication and hard work that has made a really significant difference in the lives of many, and we're proud to celebrate these achievements today. Let us continue to strive for excellence, support our students and uphold the values that make UWS a beacon of education and innovation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms Callaghan. And I now call Carol Mochan, again around 4 minutes. Ms Mochan.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'd like to thank George Adam for bringing this celebration of the work by the University of the West of Scotland to the Chamber today. We all know the power of education and believe it can transform lives. The right to education at all levels must be embedded in all that we do as politicians. It is important that we continue to work with universities to encourage work like the Foundation Academy. The Foundation Academy programme has allowed pupils pursuing higher education in a wide range of subject areas to gain access via a pathway that would have perhaps been out of reach otherwise. As we have heard, thousands of young people have benefited from the Academy launched in 2022 with the aim of bridging the gap between the school and the university, and the numbers are continuing to increase each year. One of the biggest challenges faced by pupils who would like to go to university is the change, especially for those who lack experience in the home or support at home. This can be a very difficult gap to bridge, and it's one we all know has led to many people simply giving up. The programme directly addresses this, and we should all support it. The programme includes credited modules and affords the students a taster of university education, as others have said. I was pleased to speak with the University of West of Scotland about the Foundation Academy when delegates visited Parliament earlier this year. I'm proud to say that in my South Scotland region, 245 pupils have participated, and in many of the cohorts. With this programme, they are gaining insight and learning experiences to improve their future university applications. No child or young person should ever feel limited because of their background or circumstances. Everyone should have the support to develop the skills and knowledge they need to access their chosen path. The programme provides an opportunity in creating more routes for students to gain access to university. As I have said, it is vitally important that students from all backgrounds have access to university should they wish it. We know the impact of growing up in poverty. It causes unfair barriers to accessing future education. We should be doing everything we can to provide all children with the tools to choose their own future, and this must include access to university if they choose this option. Given my rural constituency, it is very common for constituents to tell me about how difficult it is for their young family members to travel to education and training. Recent work I have participated in around traditional building trades really highlighted this to me. If a young person living in Dunmellington wants to learn a trade such as roofing, through no fault of their own, they simply cannot get public transport to allow them to reach college for the start time. How can we expect them to commit to options they simply cannot get to? We in this place have a responsibility to fix these injustices. Some of our responsibility in supporting these programmes is to look at the wider issues needed within our communities. The programme does address challenges pupils might have. Firstly, it fully funds visits to the university, and secondly, pupils get experience of modules being delivered by lecturers in their own school for a period a week. This provides them with a comprehensive understanding of how university teaching is structured and provides them with accredited skills, knowledge and confidence, and the qualification that others have mentioned to take with them in the next steps of their education. I appreciate all the work staff, students have done, and I wish them great success for the future and welcome all the contributions in the Chamber today. Thank you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Ms Mochan, and I now invite Graham Day to respond to the debate. Minister, around 7 minutes, please.
Many thanks, Presiding Officer. Let me begin by thanking George Adam for bringing forward this motion and for the other members for their contributions today. And can I welcome representatives of the University of the West of Scotland to the gallery. Unfortunately, they sadly missed the beginning of Mr Adams' opening contribution owing to the fire alarm. Presiding Officer, last year I had the pleasure of visiting UWS to speak to, and more importantly hear from, staff and students. I heard about the excellent work the university does to attract and to support students from disadvantaged backgrounds. The Foundation Academy was one of those pieces of work, and it continues to go from strength to strength. It is a fantastic example of partnership working, and this alternative pathway is the kind of innovative approach which will help make access to universities all the easier. I'm pleased that we've had the opportunity to celebrate it today. As we've heard, the UWS Foundation Academy supports S5 and S6 pupils attending schools with lower progression rates. It has partnered with 34 individual schools across 10 local authority areas. The 12-month programme helps pupils to develop academic skills, experience university-level study and provides an opportunity to visit a campus, all helpful in preparing young people for university life, as Miles Briggs noted earlier. It's tailored to meet the specific regional needs and is delivered at no cost to local authorities or schools. And as we heard earlier, a successful completion of the programme furnishes graduates with credit-bearing modules which can be used as an alternative to a BA higher when applying to UWS. Now, a measure of its credibility is the uptake of the offering. In 2022-23, it engaged 441 pupils across 7 schools. Thus far, for 25-26, engagement sits at 1,207 individuals across 34 schools. And I want to put on record my thanks to all those at UWS and their partners for the brilliant work at the Foundation Academy and their wider approach to supporting students once they enter the institution. The student success model operated within the institution has real potential, not just for UWS but the wider sector. But it would be remiss of me, Presiding Officer, not to acknowledge the work done by other higher education institutes, like Glasgow, like Queen Margaret, in reaching into communities to help ensure our young people are prepared and supported to be able to pursue university education. Presiding Officer, this Government has been clear that we remain resolutely committed to free tuition. The hundreds of students who were able to go to the university because of the Foundation Academy have been able to do so with no tuition fees to pay. That is the right thing to do. It's right for those individuals, but it's also right for society. And I'm proud that this is a nation in which access to university is based on the ability to learn, not on the ability to pay. Last month's HESA statistics showed a welcome upward trend in the proportion of students from deprived areas entering university. I know that those figures reflect a huge amount of effort from all staff working to support those learners, whether they be in our schools, our colleges, our universities or elsewhere, and I pay tribute to that. But we know that collectively we still have work to do if we want to support more learners from all backgrounds to access higher education. We are in a different place compared to 2016, in many ways a much more challenging place. But I know from speaking to our universities and the Commissioner for Fair Access that the momentum behind this agenda is stronger than ever. And as we continue to focus on making progress towards widening access to higher education, it's important to remember why we are doing this. It's to allow everyone to reach their potential. And I'm confident that with programmes like the Foundation Academy, we are helping people to do just that. Thank you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Minister. That concludes the debate. I suspend this meeting of Parliament until 2:30.